What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Legion on Zoom, the incomparable, the immeasurable, the infinite, the Chess.
Y hola, yo soy Miguel.
And I'm Miguel. What's happening, people?
What is happening?
I think the edible kicked
in.
Facts. It be like that sometimes. You don't even know who you are.
You said your Miguel.
But
that's how I'm starting it.
Yo, I respect that. Into some news. I haven't heard this name in the realm of comic books in a minute. Well, the last time I even heard it mentioned, it was when they made that last shitty Hellboy movie, and people wanted him to be in it because he is technically Hellboy. But they picked that other guy who supposedly did really good in Black Widow. I haven't seen that shit yet. What's his name? David Harbour, I think. David Harbour.
Yeah, David Harbour. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, yeah, some shit like that. But yeah, anyway, Ron Pearlman is coming back as not coming back, but he's coming back to society. But he's coming in initially as the voice of Optimus Primal, not Optimus Prime, Optimus Primal in the Beast Wars movie, and I'm all in for that.
Damn, just coming back to society. It's like shit. Like he was like after Hellboy, they're like, all right, fuck you, you're banned. You come back later. But now coming back as Optimus Primal, that's fucking dope. And we were talking about this in the last episode about the news, the Transformers new movie. That's going to be the sequel to the Bumblebee, starring Anthony Ramos from In the Heights. And so now we got In the Heights, fucking Anthony Ramos singing and dancing with Ron Pearlman as Optimus Primal. Who does not want to see that?
So from
what
happened
to
hearing,
the OG guy though? Like, is he still alive? Because I know he was doing the Optimus Prime voice, like the original voice actor.
Right.
To be honest, I think the Optimus Primal voice, it sounded kind of familiar to the old school one actually too. No, was it the same guy that even did Beast Wars? I remember him sounding really different.
Oh damn! For the Beast, I don't know. that's
yeah, I don't remember him sounding that different. But yeah, I mean, it could have been somebody else. But either way, it's Ron Pearlman. I'm in. And no, he's coming back to society because he left. Because after seeing the David Harbour Hellboy, he pulled I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Yo, and actually, with all this news of the Beast Wars coming back in this movie format, I kind of would like to rewatch that. Now, I think we've been doing some rewatches of animated fucking shows. We've talked about Batman in the Animated Series, the Justice League one, and other stuff. Like, where can we get fucking Transformers Beast Wars? I would love to scratch that fucking 90s itch.
You know what's funny? I think I've seen that shit. I think it's on like Amazon Prime Video or some shit like that. Don't quote me directly, but it's on one of those services. It's somewhere out there. Legit, right. I think we can still watch Beast Wars. And from what I remember as a kid, when the story went in a little bit after a while, it got pretty complex. Shit got pretty crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I just remember fucking loving it. And all the Transformers stories are fucking complex and shit as they are. And I remember Beast Wars not being any different. But all right, so you heard it here, everybody. It's on Amazon Prime. If it's not, you can email Ches at legiononzoom@gmail.com.
I'm only seeing it on Tubi. I never heard of this streaming site, but that's the only thing I'm seeing it streaming on.
The fuck is Tubi? Tubi sponsors.
I don't know what Tubi is, but you can watch it there for free, people.
Wait, it's
all 4 seasons
for free on Tubi?
Yeah.
We're like making a commercial now. All right, fans, Tubi out there. What's up? What's good? We're promoting you right now.
I never really got too into those. I saw them on syndication on weekday mornings, and it was always that and the old X-Men animated series. But I was never big on the Beast Wars though.
Dude, I watched a lot of Beast Wars. To this day, I can fucking still remember characters from that shit. The cheetah dude, the rat guy, Optimus Primal himself, fucking this dude was a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex. What's his name? The main bad guy. God,
that's Megatron. I don't know what's his name in the
Megatron was a giant T-Rex. I don't remember what he was though, but yeah, Starscream was he was fucking awesome in that show, dude. Fucking Beast Wars was the shit, man. I'm all in. I'm so excited about that, and I'm also I'm hyped to see Anthony Ramos in an action role. Because I always go back to Hamilton, but he played a pretty intense role in that musical. So I'm excited to see him swapped out for some epic shit because it's gonna be impressive. Since in a Transformers movie, he's gonna be acting with nothing. It's just gonna be all CGI. Because when they make those movies, you see Optimus Prime on the screen, and this kid is screaming his head off, but it's really a tennis ball on a wire hanger.
Exactly. And it'll be for those of you who are listening to us right now on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, what have you. You should go to YouTube right now because you'll see basically Ches is in right now mid scene for a Transformers because he's in a green screen pretty much. If you can
basically. And at one point, I'm hoping to get an actual green screen, so I might do the show with some actual Transformers one day. You never know.
Yes.
You never know. Maybe we'll set up some type of donation system so people can fund my green screen experiments.
Or like the galaxy behind you, like those like, old school public access shows.
Yeah, we're
terrible.
Like, listen, if you guys want to see me in some cool places facilitate my house, send us money.
Yo, is that still around? MNN public access?
Dang. Yo, are you
think that's still a thing? I wonder, man.
Yo,
if it is, let's get on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
With the
we
hotline.
have to do this exactly from YouTube to fucking public access.
That's a downgrade. that's going backwards.
But classic as fuck.
Oh,
word.
Shout out to MNN for you New Yorkers out there.
OD. Fucking talking about New Yorkers. Faux New Yorker in her own right, I guess you could say. Renee Montoya is actually going to make an appearance on the CW's Batwoman. I mean, I'm okay. They got me a little bit now, especially after reading GCPD. I might be interested. I'm a little bit interested in all things Montoya on the Lolo.
Word, exactly. So that's the one big news we got from Batwoman. They're kind of trying to win us over, I feel, right? Because we talked about Luke Fox as Batwing finally appeared in this last season. I didn't watch it. I don't think did you guys know? None of the guys watched it, right?
No.
So
nope, I did not watch
I watched the pilot and I was done.
And exactly, and you saw the pilot with Kate King as Batwoman, and then I saw when we got Javisha Leslie taking on the role of Batwoman with whatever her character name was, and it was just not good at all. But all right, but Batwing looks fucking dope, and now they're gonna have Renee Montoya. All right, okay, I might give it a shot.
My main concern is just my better at is.
Do
you think that Ruby Rose is gonna watch this show?
No, I don't.
To see what could have been.
Damn, I don't know, man. She's gonna do John Wick 4 or some shit.
Oh no, she lit. I thought she died in 3.
But did she? I don't know.
I think was that a Parabellum?
Man, this will be Renee Montoya's third live action appearance for those of you counting. The first was in The Fantabulous Emancipation. No, actually Gotham was first, and then Rosie Perez in the Harley Quinn movie. So
wait,
I don't know.
Do we know who's gonna play her now? Like, is it finally a Dominican person?
Oh, that's a good question. I do not.
No one does know. They're like, oh, what? Like, we cast a Puerto Rican. It's Rosie Perez again.
Again, we just get the same actor. Damn, but then that would mean it's fucking connected. All the universe, like, no, I don't want that woman to be connected.
Not connected, but that they're racist.
That's probably it.
Nah, it hasn't been cast yet.
Like it's not inter-universe. It's just we're casting the same person. Right.
But and also, well, no, go for it.
Now I was going to say just a quick side note that I just remembered, so you might as well throw it out for the fans. Since we mentioned the John Wick 4, I think already began production.
Oh, word! I do think I saw that recently, and also a further tangent from that, just because I want to share it with you guys. I recently saw the movie Nobody. Do you guys know what movie that is?
No.
It's basically a John Wick film. It has Bob Odenkirk as the main character, who's the guy from Better Call Saul, like Saul Goodman.
Oh, I have that on my list on Netflix. Now I know what. Yeah, I remember the poster.
Yeah. So, but it's an action film, very, very John Wick. It's produced by one of the people that made John Wick. It's fucking fantastic. I loved it, and I've heard rumors of people saying, like, imagine if it's the same universe as John Wick, and they do like a team up. That would be fucking incredible to see. You guys have to see this movie because Keanu Reeves looks like a badass, right? So we know he can kick ass. So it's funny, but in a cool way to see someone like as Saul Goodman from fucking Breaking Bad be a badass and an action star. So I highly recommend that movie.
Talking about movies like that, there seems to be a few that are inspired from like the Jason Statham crank type movies on the low. Didn't this guy from those procedural cop shows have one like that too on Netflix, where he sees like a cartoon donkey happy or some shit like that? That was mad popular, some shit like that. I just wanted to bring it up because
that was actually a Grant Morrison creation. That was a comic book, I think.
Was it
for Dark Horse? I think, or Image.
Damn.
I think it's Image actually. It was a comic book. I never read it, and I saw the first season of Happy, and it was good. But it wasn't like crank. It wasn't like action packed or anything like that. It was just a weird procedural type show. But it was good.
Really?
I recommend it.
Oh shit, because it seemed pretty fucking crazy. Yeah, I might check it out. And now, fans, it seems like the universe has a way of balancing itself. So off of the heels of that shitty Mortal Kombat movie, they tried, but they can do better. But come on, Jesus Christ. So I guess the people over at Mortal Kombat saw what happened, and I guess they're trying to just recoup the whole fan base. And we actually got the trailer for Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms out, which came out way sooner than we thought it would because of how amazing Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge was. That type of shit takes time. So I could be wrong about the whole they're trying to recoup the fan base thing, but fuck it. At the end of the day, we got some okay Mortal Kombat shit, but now we got some awesome Mortal Kombat shit, which means we got to use the tube. Guys, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Fucking ready.
All right, fans, we'll be right back. Mortal Kombat was fucking sick. That was amazing. Preemptive rating 9.
Damn. Yeah, I'm gonna give him my preemptive rating probably an 8. Probably. I really need to rewatch Scorpion's fucking Revenge, man. But Rod,
yeah, we didn't get to rate that one, right? I'll give that one like a solid 8.5. Scorpion's Revenge.
Let's rewatch and review that shit eventually. Fuck it.
Let's do that right now. Zoom to back.
Yo,
let's watch a
that'd be cool.
movie.
But it is late on a Friday night. But that's a good ass idea.
The extent of our technology to truly spend time. Like we just went to the movies. We just got back. That shit was great. Yeah, but dude, I'm down to see so many fucking characters. I saw a whole tribe of like the Baraka nomad type people. I saw fucking Kentaro in the background, Sub-Zero's brother, fucking brolic, healthy, thick Shao Kahn in his robust body.
Word, he's always been juicy. Right?
Yeah, word. OD. For some odd reason. He's always been like virile as fuck.
Yeah, I think this is also like the first. I think it's also going to be good, right? It's probably going to be the first good Mortal Kombat sequel we ever get. Because no, we were really hyped from the first movie back in 95. I was fucked this up. 1995, and then part 2 was trash, right? Part 1 was so promising, but with this one, it looks like part 1 was really good. Scorpion's Revenge on HBO Max. Go watch it if you haven't already.
You know what part 2 was? It had like a small little gems in it. Part 2 was like if you're starving, right? You know how like the body could survive 30 days without food? Like, and if you're like on day 29 and someone hands you a turd and they ate corn and you could eat the corn out of that turd on day 29, that's Annihilation.
And that corn was the soundtrack. I think the soundtrack was actually superior to the first Mortal Kombat, which had a badass motherfucking soundtrack too.
Word. And Motaro, you can't knock Motaro. Even for back then, that graphic word was high.
Oh man, that movie was painful to watch.
I can't believe because Ches, I was wondering what your response would be because you talked about how much you kind of like that movie, and right now you went such a deep fucking. You know how people survive for 30 days without food, so that's you, and then you're giving shit with corn in it though.
Oh no,
that's how good this movie was.
I've never out and out and said like, hey, I believe that movie was well made. I've defended its shittiness just because it's Mortal Kombat. The campiness is there, but for example,
and for listeners out there, if you click the link right here, you'll see the exact video where he said it was well-made film.
I want people to fucking quote me, but because it had some high points. Fucking Ermac's costume was official. I tend to remember small details about certain shit like that. The way they did Motaro was pretty cool. I enjoyed certain things. They showed the Elder Gods. They expanded on the lore. It had some good things about it, but overall, it was a fucking travesty to the human psyche. That shit sucked. But they
luckily-
top three worst sequels of all time. That's on that list.
Rocky 5.
Nah, but we gotta stay within comic book world.
Oh,
Comic
Rocky
books with
V-
that kind
oh,
of stuff. Come on.
fuck.
We gotta do. Don't let's not.
But it's
branch
video
out.
games. It's not even comics, right?
But it's like within the world. Like,
Damn, that's a tough. I mean, fuck the Schumacher Batmans, but which one?
Batman and Robin, because
Yeah,
Batman Forever was still semi-true to Tim Burton's vision. So
Which Val Kilmer, right?
yeah,
Yeah, because it deviated, like it went crazy after that.
yeah.
So,
It was deviating already, and then just
Yeah,
went full
it
on
went ham.
Schumacher.
Yeah. So Schumacher. Okay, so
All
we
right,
got Schumacher. So we got. I mean, no. All right, so Batman and Robin.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation,
Mortal Kombat
and
Annihilation.
Blade Trinity.
Facts.
oh
man.
damn, that's a good.
What
Which
a
also you
letdown.
can see on HBO Max. The Trinity of the Blade films are there. I've been
Yeah.
actually eyeing it, been like, all right.
Which deep fucking cut features Heatwave as Dracula.
Yeah.
And we got Ryan Reynolds Deadpool.
Not
Yeah,
As-
Deadpool
as Hannibal King.
dude,
Deadpool as Hannibal King. That's
like a dress rehearsal for
That's like the
Deadpool.
first evidence of him pushing. He was probably trying to play Deadpool back then. Type
probably.
shit. Like,
probably.
yeah, he was probably pushing it to somebody. He was like, all right,
That's
I'm
his
gonna shoot some
baby.
here, bro. That movie. No, okay. So he snuck out that clip, which led to him making that movie, which led to him owning a gin company.
Oh shit.
Flip on flip on flip on flip. Fuck Ryan Reynolds. Fuck you, man. I gotta hate on him, yo. But anyway, back to Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, but back to Mortal Kombat. It's a fucking good trailer, and I think especially, and it's exciting because it takes that fucking shitty fucking taste in our mouth from the
Word.
fucking film that we saw. Like it was HBO Max premiere and shit. We were all excited. We reviewed it. Nope, it was not a good movie. And actually, I saw Scorpion's Revenge after that. Fucking loved the film. That film was fucking. The action was incredible. The story was a good story. So then, as long if they keep it as that, like they gave us what we wanted. Fucking fights, epic ass fights. It's Mortal Kombat. Like the story just has to make sense enough. Like don't have to make it so deep or anything.
What I don't get about no, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say, like, did Marvel set the bar really high for like quality, like these like movies that come from pop culture, like
No,
because like I'm sure there's people that like Mortal Kombat. Like it's not obviously it's better than Annihilation, right? It's not like terrible, but if you want to see it done right, then you got to watch these two. Well, this movie and the next one coming up. But I feel like that Mortal Kombat movie was forgettable.
you know why? I don't think that Marvel set the movie too high because Marvel just does what they do and they do it well. You know what I mean? They make the movies about their heroes. Case in point, if you watch the original Mortal fucking Kombat to this day with Robin Shaw, the people's Liu fucking Kang, that movie holds up to this day. Fucking Scorpion and Sub-Zero were played by actual martial artists. Kano, the dude who played him, was some exotic race I cannot figure out to this day. And it was just awesome all around. The original Mortal Kombat shows that you can do Mortal Kombat well if you focus on the right shit. They focus on the fights in that movie if you think about it. Dude, the fight between who was it? Liu Kang and Shang Tsung. The fight between Sub-Zero and Liu Kang, Scorpion and
Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage.
Yo, I gotta rewatch this movie.
Dude,
man.
fucking
I've been meaning to rewatch it.
fucking
Let's do it for the show. We gotta review this.
Kano versus Sonya Blade. Like yo, the list goes on. The roster fights in that movie. Then Johnny Cage versus Goro. Fuck, dude, that movie was the shit. Like they focus on the fighting. In this movie, they focus on a lot of weird like I don't even know how they got 2 hours in. Like
They did. They made it fucking 2 hours fucking long, man. No. Oh my god. Because they tried them, because that's the thing. Because I don't know if it's Marvel setting this, because Marvel just made good movies. It's like we could tell what the good movie is, and that was in Mortal Kombat wasn't, and mostly because I think what Chess is saying, they try to focus on one thing, which is the action, but then they also try to focus on like there's this story of like the history, and this random kid who was a new character for the movie. It's like nobody fucking cares. Give me Mortal Kombat. And like that's or give me a story that's just about that. You know, I don't know. Like it was just nah.
Yeah, man. Like, fuck,
yeah, everything went into Sub-Zero and Scorpion. They had everything that was good with that movie, like the costumes, the fight,
the entire.
There should be a cut. Like just watch the Sub-Zero Scorpion cut of that movie. It's probably like half an hour.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it.
No, because obviously that's what's the strength of Scorpion's Revenge. You know, although they highlight all these other characters and they do highlight the lore of Mortal Kombat and the all the realms, it's still kind of a Scorpion film, no? And I think Mortal Kombat had like too many people that like I guess is like the new characters the star, but Scorpion and Sub-Zero were right. It was like I don't know what, like who am I supposed to care about the most and follow? You know, like
you know what? I actually never caught that till now. You're absolutely right. You couldn't tell who was the main character. Was it Cole? Or was it Scorpion? That's actually I haven't really thought about that.
Yeah, because they try to make everybody's story pretty important. Like even with Jax and like, and we try to find his backstory with Sonya Blade. Like it's like I don't care about all that too much. Like let's just focus on this, and it's because Scorpion's Revenge really focuses on Scorpions and fucking Sub-Zero and gives us a little bit more of I forgot his name, the fucking main dude, the white Hollywood actor, the
Johnny Cage.
Yeah. Like and then he's like the other character that's really there, like
the same trio, right? It's Johnny Cage, Sonya Blade, and Liu Kang. Like they're pretty much like the main characters for the story, and then you get a bunch of for this one it was like they called it Scorpion's Revenge because they definitely focused on that and Trip to Hell, and they brought in Quan Chi, which is really cool. But yeah, so this one is coming out about a year and a half or so after the original, so it'll be out on August 31st.
Oh, we cannot wait. You guys gonna hear it here with us soon.
Yeah, I'm surprised. And then at the end of like the trailer, I'm surprised. It shocks me to see like an official Blu-ray case. Like they show like the official case, like out now in Blu-ray case. Like
they're almost obsolete, right?
Like, the fuck is that? Like,
I'm sure there's like a mad listeners right now who are like pretty young who are like, wait, what? They're Googling right now, or they're speaking out loud to their Alexa or whatever fucking kids nowadays do. I don't know.
Listen, there was a time where stuff came on this big shiny cookie called the CD. And it stood for compact disc. And even further back, at one point, there were some dudes who were super, super like impressed of their own DVD collection. It used to be like a status symbol of how many DVDs you used to own at one point.
And porn DVDs too, right?
Facts.
That was a hidden collection.
Word.
If you still got porn DVDs, what are you doing?
Not even still got. If you're actively still purchasing porn DVDs, that means that you're contributing to the manufacturer of said DVDs.
Like one thing, if you still have it like an old comic book, like they're just doing it as like memorabilia. But like if you're actively purchasing, like I don't know, like
DVDs.
How do you even?
Right, there's like one store in New York City that still sells fucking DVDs. Yo, what was the last Blu-ray y'all bought?
Damn, yo, I don't remember.
I'm trying to look at my fucking can I see like the last Blu-ray?
Yo, remember when it was a thing to try to collect like the whole MCU? I remember I started. I'm like, oh hell no. The last one I got was the I forgot what it's called. The Batman, the Under the Red Hood remake. Did they change it? It was a different name, right? That one where you could pick the fate.
Yeah.
See, so DC was kind of smart with that one because they incentivized you to buy
it was interactive, yeah.
Because if you watch it on HBO Max, you just get one like timeline. Like you don't get like the options if you watch it on HBO Max. But anyway, I didn't even end up watching it because it's just so fucking alien to put a disc in the fucking PlayStation and.
It's
weird.
Death in the Family was the Death in the Family.
You're some fucking first world savage. Yeah, I bought this epic DVD with so much entertainment on it, and I didn't even use it because it was weird to put it in the device.
Oh wait, I did use it for the DC Showcase, which were fucking amazing. Those 4 showcase on that one.
Yo, and I bet, and it's still there right now. In
right,
your fucking
still
PS
console.
yeah.
Fuck, man. Like, yeah, that shit bugged me the fuck out, yo. Like, that was crazy to see that.
But that's a good point, though. Like, honestly, like, because I think the last one I got was a concert DVD. It was like Opeth came out with a fucking live at Red Rock shit, so it's epic. And I think I've seen it once, probably, or twice, you know, because most of the videos are on YouTube, so it's like, why do I have to go open the thing, put it in the thing, no, versus it's just like weird, a button, man, or something I can just cast it from my phone or just quickly find it on PlayStation. Like, this is the humanity now. This is what we do.
Some people try to be posh and like use vinyls just to be classic.
Yeah,
they still got a vinyl collection.
Yeah. Fuck out of here with that. That shit is mad and massive and shit. Like,
yeah.
Yo, my God, was that you sipping on, bro? I saw you sipping on some shit.
I'm glad you asked. So for today's motherfucking drink of the week, we have actually some good classic returners. We got Basil Hayden's, not the dark rye, but just the regular bourbon whiskey that they have. Good whiskey, and we got some Lagunitas, little something something, because it's hot, it's refreshing, it's Friday, the end of a long week, so we recommend and it's the what do you say, 4th of July
weekend,
right,
man.
And also we made a 1-year anniversary, so fucking drink to that. Why not?
No, we've been at it for a year. So our first recording, I think, was May 31st.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, and then our first release was July 15th. So we're right in the cushy spot,
exactly,
right in the middle.
Exactly. So for the listeners out there, they're like, liars, you didn't. First episode was July. Thank you, fan that's been following us since July.
Yeah, shout out to you.
Forward, yo.
Episode 100, we interview that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, that'd be
good. Yeah. But exactly, like we've been recording from before, because before we had the idea of having cushion episodes and whatnot, which was good for a minute, but then now we got better. So we're better at turnaround. And so, all right, guys, cheers to us. Fucking
cheers.
Talking shit for 1 year.
Facts indeed. Cheers.
Salud.
I ain't got shit, but I'm cheering in my heart.
All right.
And what better way to enjoy those drinks than with a review of the new episode of Loki, the hottest show right now, I think, out for comic book fans, that is.
Probably.
Not the best, but the hottest.
Yes.
So let's dive in. This one is called the Nexus Event. How did y'all feel about this episode?
I'm going to go and say up front that scene in the courtroom with, what's her name? The agent behind the desk?
Renslayer.
Yeah, Renslayer and the small girl Loki. That scene was so weak, dude. That shit got me upset. I feel like she could have stopped that little girl so many times, and for some reason, for the sake of story, they literally stopped to look at each other. Like, what are you doing?
No, I love that because you're right. Because what I love, because it's not just that too, because it's also like she also kind of looks at the judge, right? Because the judge is like, who's next? And the little girl's escaping, and she like stops, looks at the judge, looks at the girl.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you know, it was a little, because for the fans out there, this is the beginning of the episode where we got a little bit of a background. Well, not background, just this one, como se dice, flashback to Sylvie. A little girl just chilling in Asgard, which is kind of, it is, I liked it because it was funny to see, like, and painful, obviously, to see her just chilling and playing, like, she was like doing, what was it, like Ragnarok or some shit, like with her little toys.
Playing out the story of Ragnarok, which is like folklore for Asgardians.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they just show up, they're like, all right, variant, no, let's go. She's like, what? I just watched the little girl, like, damn.
Which, that part rocked my world, because I legit said out loud, I'm like, they can just go to Asgard like that? Like, which means that Heimdall doesn't see the TVA. Because if not, he would have seen them about to take that Loki. And Heimdall sees all. So they're even beyond the sight of the one who sees everything.
Yeah. Or did he see something? Because this episode, I'm not going to jump ahead. We're going to go in order. But we get some new character reveals in this episode. Get 3 new character reveals.
Oh, right. At the end, no?
Right.
Well, actually, there's 4 character reveals, actually. But well, at the end. We'll jump. We'll get to that, because that's that was the coolest. But yeah, I think for me, overall, the episode was okay. Actually, I saw this again I saw this twice. I saw that right actually before we recorded, and I liked it more the second time around than the first one. Because now that I know how it ends and all that kind of stuff, but overall, like I felt like before, like it's pretty, it's well acted, beautifully shot, right? But the story wise, not a lot of stuff happened basically until the end. Like that's when the story stuff happened. But I will bring up something that I didn't think about too much was like at the beginning. After all this happens, right? Remember, we saw last where we left our heroes. They were about to die on Lamentis, right?
Yeah.
The fucking moon is being destroyed by the other planet. And they're having this moment, both of them talking about like just like what it was to be a kid. And there's this moment where they both kind of like connect. And then that causes some fucking the sacred timeline to branch off. And then that's what like alerts the TVA, like, oh shit, that's happening. And they're even shocked, right? Like, why does this happen? When I saw it for the second time around again, because this scene, for those of you out there who saw it, it's like we're seeing that Loki and Enchantress, female Loki, Sylvie, are kind of like connecting, right? Like emotionally or something.
Yeah.
She's saying there was this one line that she said right before she did that. She said that the universe wants to be free. And so because of that, it creates chaos. And so for it to be free. And then she said something like kind of like we're agents of chaos or something, because they were talking about like are all Loki's destined to die or something, or to lose. And Loki was like, no, we lose, but we don't die. And so because then that happened, then that's when the fucking thing branched. And so it makes you wonder, right? Now that we know the TVA isn't who they say they are, like, is like the universe trapped in some kind of way and trying to escape? Like, you guys see what I'm saying? Like, what
oh, yeah, I see what you're saying, but do you understand how big what you're saying is? Like, I hear what you're saying. That's why I'm like, do you understand how big that is? Like, who? Because then if you go like a little bit further, it's like when they eventually do catch them, because they do save them from the planet, and then they do eventually take them to see the Time Masters. It's like they're robots. Like eventually a giant fights break out. That fight scene was fucking whack because it was made for a TV show. I felt like that whole display thing, that level of shit was supposed to be made for like a movie. You know what I mean? Like them going to see the Time Masters, even though they ended up being fake or whatever. And that fight scene could have been mad epic, but it sucked. It was like a TV show fight scene. It was whack. What are you going to do? But then the fucking Time Masters end up being robots.
Timekeepers, yeah. I felt the same way. Like, the last episode wasn't all that. It was okay. But the hype is definitely waning down. But remember, this is like the middle, right? So so we have 2 more episodes, which is probably the finale. But yeah, this one I wasn't too hyped about it. It was kind of weird all the way through. I mean, the ending makes up for it, right? This one is the first one with the post-credit scene.
Yeah,
I believe.
Right, because I don't know, go for it.
So yeah, within that epic fight, Loki gets like, what is it, with the taser, with that time taser thing?
Yeah. What
do they call it? The pruning.
Pruner.
But before that, let's not front like we all weren't her when they proved the Owen Wilson.
Bro,
that didn't hit you?
No, I thought, okay, here's what I thought. I thought that before they came out of the interrogation room, Loki did a fake, like what is an illusion? Because he goes into detail about explaining what the difference between like illusions and casting yourself.
Yeah, I remember that.
At some point, that's gonna come back around. There's like a whole scene about it. I thought that was a fake one, but apparently not. Because if you get hit with this thing, you go to some like another apocalypse event. It looks like
right, and so that's the part where like, all right, you redeemed yourself a fucking show, an episode, right? Because obviously, one, it was cool. It was cool to see Mobius. I like that character in the show, and I like seeing him struggling with, because he finds out, right, that the agent was actually killed or something happened to her because the Enchantress allows them to realize their old memories, and we have that other agent, Hunter B15, helping Sylvie out, and so now and then he eventually gets caught by Ravonna, and he gets fucking pruned, right? But we don't know. Does the people who get pruned, everybody goes to that other spot, or is it just Loki? So we don't know because, like, right as Rod said, right at the end, Loki gets pruned as he's about to confess his love to his other self from another dimension.
Yeah, by Renslayer.
Aha, exactly. But then with the after credits, we actually see him surviving, appearing in some other fucking Earth, whatever it is, with fucking 4 other Lokis. It's fucking dope.
Oh, there were 4. I thought there were 3. There were 4.
No. There's 4. I got them actually right here with their names and everything.
I would say just based off bureaucracy and how bureaucratic the TVA is, I think everybody gets sent there. And out there say they probably get sent to the end of time.
But yeah, let's break down these Lokis.
Oh, go ahead.
That's a fucking good point, right? Exactly. So
because one of them had a hammer. I saw.
Yeah. So some of those are comic accurate. So 2 are comic accurate, 2 are new, at least so far as we know. So we see for the scene that we get is Loki waking up and he's like looking at 4 Lokis that are telling him like you need to get up and there's I don't know something about like there's still time to do something or I don't know it's a save. The 4 Lokis are basically because we get one that's the classic Loki. We also see him called King Loki, who has that old. It's like an older Loki who has that classic old school Loki fucking look, you know, which is dope. They also have Kid Loki, which is like another comic book accurate character. You know, one of the times when he got killed and resurrected, he came back as a kid. And actually joined the Young Avengers as Kid Loki, eh? So we've been talking about the Young Avengers for a while. We obviously still have to wait and see how much Kid Loki plays a role in the rest of the show. But that'd be kind of cool if they add a Kid Loki, if that's real. Kid Loki is then holding Alligator Loki.
Oh, right. There you go.
What the fuck?
Yeah, which is like a fucking alligator with the horns. I couldn't find any reference to Alligator Loki in the comic book, so that's one. And then the hammer one, so it's a black guy with a hammer, which makes you think it's like Black Thor or something like that. But apparently in the in the credits, he's credited as Boastful Loki. So I don't know what that might be. Okay. Maybe a combo, maybe of Loki and Thor. Like
he might have been Heimdall with a hammer.
Nah, I think that's a place where they just send all their variants at the end.
Yeah, it's all Lokis.
Yeah. But the one thing, and once again, the first thing I thought of is we might get to see Owen Wilson again.
That would be great. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't think they got rid of him like that. In all honesty, I honestly don't. But yo, I think the next episode is gonna be fucking bananas because it starts with him meeting the 4 Lokis. So we'll see how it goes.
I think so. Like I hope so too. Right, especially now that we saw that right happening, hoping that all the other variants are getting. So then it's gonna be one big like because we still don't know shit, right? So that's the one thing that at least I'm excited about because we still don't know who created the TVA. Why did they create the TVA? Why are the timekeepers fake and like androids? Who was controlling them in the moment? Like what's happening? All of that. And also now with this whole idea of because of like, is the universe trapped and somebody like is Kang trying to create a timeline that he wants and the universe is fighting back at it, right? Because we got at the beginning when I said when Sylvie made that comment, then later also Owen Mobius said it too when he realized that Loki was like falling for himself, you know, as Sylvie. Yeah. He said that's what caused the Nexus event. This is fucking insane. Like you're falling for your own self. That narcissistic type of love is going to cause reality to collapse on itself, you know. So which also indicates like there might be something there. Is it a catastrophic event or is it like the universe trying to save itself? Like I'm like intrigued so far, but yeah, but each episode is like meh, kind of drags. Like yeah.
All right, what do you guys rate it this episode?
I give it a 6.5.
For this one, I would give it again a 7. I don't think it was any worse than the last one. It was just about the same.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 7.5 for easy maths. So we give this episode a 7.
Rat bastard.
Yeah, honestly, like for example, like would you listener, you're listening to us right now or watching us right now on YouTube, hi. You if you haven't seen Loki and you're just listening to us, like Rod, Ches, would you recommend them to go definitely watch it or just wait for our review? And then we'll tell you what happened.
I would say wait for the binge. It's short. It's 26 episodes, and I bet you if you watch it all the way through, you're gonna be hooked. Like one long movie.
Yeah, facts. It'll be one big ass movie. Yeah, that's actually a good point. But wait for
great.
So point. Hear all our reviews. Don't watch it and then binge it.
Right, and also like in the meantime, you're looking for something to watch. We just got Batman: The Long Halloween Part 1 released, the latest DC animated film in the new continuity, started by Superman, Man of Tomorrow, then the JSA movie, and now we get the Batman movie. And they adapt a classic storyline from Jeff Loeb and
Tim Sale.
That's right. I think Scott Williams too did the inks. Yeah, and this just adapts the first part of that long Halloween storyline. What did y'all think?
Two things I want to know. One, so when fans go into this movie, take note, apparently this is very early in Batman's career. Because you see that he even has times where he questions himself, which is very un-Bruce-like. But this is like Batman year 2, maybe year 3, you can say. I think the Long Halloween, like somewhere in that time span. So like so you see it come up. He's young, and the one thing I noticed as I was watching it, you can see how much of it inspired Christopher Nolan. The pile of money, using Carmine Falcone, the Roman, them hiding their money, you know what I mean? Like them trying to find it, the shit with Harvey Dent and all that shit. Like you can see how much the Long Halloween actually influenced The Dark Knight. And also, Josh Duhamel, stop doing regular movies. You suck as an actor. Don't be the utopian. Do voice acting because your shit is the bomb.
Josh Duhamel, you looked amazing in Jupiter's Legacy. You look like a god Thor. You know, if there were like a multiverse of Thors, I want to see him come to the MCU and be the old Thor.
What are you talking about? Wasn't he also in fucking Transformers? Like you didn't like it there?
Yeah, okay. But stop acting like
actor. Like he's like good looking. Also, he's a beautiful man.
He's unreasonably good looking.
Take him from the screen. Come on, like say what you want about Utopian. It wasn't his best role. I agree with you, man. But come on,
bro. He's unreasonably good looking. It's crazy. Like damn. But at the same time, the voice he gave Harvey Dent in this shit shook me to my core. Yo, when you heard fucking Harvey Dent talk, it was real. Yo, like just do voice acting, Josh Duhamel. Just do voice acting. Like
no, and what about that? What about him actually playing a Harvey Dent Two-Face one day? Like, I don't know. That might be cool. Because you know what? That's a good point. I loved how much we really saw him playing Harvey Dent, for struggling with his anger and his and having his outbursts and all that kind of. Because I think usually, at least in the cartoon, right? Well, not too much actually. Harvey Dent is usually kind of a good person, and then he becomes Two-Face. And I like here they're really showing us like, no, it's all been in there, and they did before. And obviously in the animated series, they did wonderfully.
Yeah, they did.
He was going to therapy for it, and everything.
It was a two-parter.
Yeah, it's great. But you know what I mean. But no, yeah, you're right. Fucking Duhamel was fucking great.
For example, like Harvey Dent, Josh Duhamel is him in the flashbacks from Jupiter's Legacy when he's wearing the pinstripe suit. That's what I was thinking about. That's Harvey Dent. That shit was fucking perfect. And just two things that I want to point out. Just one, did I miss something in the story, or this is me jumping ahead? But I think it's a whole when Gordon sees him in front of Falcone's building. He hands him the gun and he just drives away. I thought he went back to the hospital, but like they just ignored that part after that. They were just like, okay, and then he just appears somewhere else.
Who appears somewhere else? Harvey Dent or Gordon?
Yeah. No. After Gordon gave him the gun, they didn't show what Harvey did.
Well, that's the point. I think that's the point, no? Because then after that, that's when the next killing happens. And so we don't know was it Harvey or not. So I think for the fans out there, to explain what the show's what the fucking movie's about. It's part 1 too. And honestly, I'm excited because I haven't read The Long Halloween. I just started reading it. I'm fucking loving it after seeing the movie. Loved the movie. Such a fucking good movie. I'm really loving this universe. But it's about, right, that these killings are happening specifically to mob people involved in Carmine Falcone's family that are happening, and they're happening right at holidays. And the first one is on Halloween, hence The Long Halloween. And basically the whole thing is a whodunit. Like it's like the killer is called Holiday. That's what the moniker they give him, and nobody knows who Holiday is, right? And so everybody's trying to figure it out. And Joker's so pissed about Holiday that he escapes Arkham to be like, I'm gonna be the craziest fucking villain in Gotham, and he sets out to try to kill Holiday. And so I actually really fucking like it because I don't know who Holiday is. I'm fucking if you guys have read The Long Halloween, don't tell me because I want to find out.
Dude, I'm thinking they're gonna switch it like they did with Hush, and just switch the ending for the comic book fans. But we'll see when part 2 comes out.
Dude, this shit is fucking bananas because this movie, it's rated R. Because just like you said, yeah. I mean, it has to be.
I don't think
body.
so.
No. I'm saying that just
it's close.
The body count is fucking ridiculous in this movie. Just because the Joker's upset about Calendar, who kills ones on Holiday, the Joker catches dozens of bodies.
Yo, and I love how Mark Hamill can retire if he wants. Because when you have Troy Baker, he did Assault on Arkham, and now he's doing this. Like he just has the exact same.
That's the same dude
voice, yeah.
From something. Oh yeah, his laugh. Oh my god.
And then we got your boy Jensen Ackles, who previously voiced Jason Todd and Under the Red Hood. Now he's back as Batman,
and who also played Dean Winchester for many seasons on Supernatural, which I feel like he tried to overshadow with the fact that he did the voiceover for Jason Todd.
Yeah, honestly, like I'm not trying to hate, but I was least happy about that. But it's always a hard sell for me to get a new Batman voice. I think
because you compare everybody to Conroy.
No, but the last guy, McNamara, I think James McNamara.
From which one?
The last DC animated film universe. He did all of those. The same guy from Batman and Son to Apocalypse War.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, he's pretty good. I liked him.
Yeah, he was the Patriot on S.H.I.E.L.D. I just know his last name is McNamara.
The Patriot?
Remember that the S.H.I.E.L.D. had like a super agent for one season? That was him. And then he went on to do Batman's voice for all those movies.
Oh, Jason O'Mara.
Jason O'Mara.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, you're
that
right.
That guy.
Right.
So yeah, he just won me over. He was brilliant as Bruce Wayne. And I feel like Jensen Ackles, like, it's not bad. It didn't completely pull me out. But
I'm hating.
No, I gotta hate.
You're hating, bro.
I'm hating. I'm sorry.
Damn.
No, because I was thinking this. I was actually really loving Jensen Ackles' voice as Bruce Wayne and Batman. Like I was with it. I liked it, and especially like I do want to give a shout out to fucking Troy Baker. Joker is. I honestly at the beginning was like, well, this is Mark Hamill. I'm glad he's back, and then it's like, oh, what? Like no, and then you can tell, and then it's different, but it's different in a good way. Like not even. It's not that it's better or worse. Like but it's different in a way that won't take you out like like Rod hating Jensen Ackles as Batman.
Unreasonably so.
He's the man, but damn,
he's obviously not the man according to you.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna get a lot of the same material in the upcoming Batman movie with Robert Pattinson. Like I feel like this is gonna be very similar, like an early Batman, the Falcones, all that stuff. Catwoman is involved. She's in this. I was a voice actress that voiced her. She passed away, so it wasn't dedicated to her. Like
she was from Glee. Before.
That's the one that died when she fell off the boat, right? That she was her kid.
Oh, it was her kid. Yeah,
that sucks. R.I.P.
Yeah,
no, I feel like DC. I mean, they should have just go whole hog with the Black Selena Kyle thing now. Like, fuck it, just keep going with it. They did it in the Harley Quinn show. They're doing it in this upcoming Robert Pattinson movie. They should have probably done that here, but it's just me nitpicking and shit.
Man, heroes don't do that.
It was awesome.
Heroes don't do that.
I know, right?
Black. You bugging.
Yo, my favorite scene is when he fights like those Yakuza in the alley. That
I was just
wild.
thinking that fight was, and you can tell like at one point. So like I peeped some. I don't know if I was overthinking it, but they did some subtle shit where you could tell this is young Batman because the dude goes to get away. He's like, nah, I'm gonna fight them right here. He looks at them and makes the choice to keep fighting. Or was it just me that peeped that? Because he could have caught the guy, done some Batman-esque shit, fled, you know, he has his witness. He let him get away into the sewers and then fucking just goes ham. That fight was legit. The fighting in this movie was awesome. And then after that, we get a fucking peek for no reason, which I'm sure he's going to play a giant role in part 2, because if not, that's crazy. That's Solomon Grundy.
Well, actually, that's exactly. That's what I loved also, too, like the cameos that we got, like Solomon Grundy. But so far, I've been reading now the book, right? The actual fucking story that I don't think it's canon. It's like its own standalone kind of Elseworlds type of story. Incredible art by Tim Sale. The story by Jeff Loeb is incredible. I was so fucking impressed at one. Almost everything is like page by page taken, made into the film. Like they're adapting it, but not crazily too much. Some of the fucking script is the same that's in the fucking book, which I love. And so far I've read up until where part 1 ends, which I think part 1 ends after New Year's, no? Right? That's we don't get another holiday after that. And so now obviously the next holidays will be part 2. I'm gonna keep reading because I want to find out what happens. Like so far, some of the things that are different are that Catwoman, at least up until this part, is not such a heavy role as we have her in the movie, which I love though. But also, like what you mentioned, Solomon Grundy appears in the same way so far. Does he come back later? I'll find out, and we will all find out when we watch the part 2 as well. But I kind of love that too, because it's also kind of bringing life to Gotham, right? Because it's happening in Gotham. Like it's not like it's happening. I honestly thought it was going to be Killer Croc that was going to appear when he came down to the sewers. But it's cool that Solomon Grundy came out. And it's, I don't know, it still just adds, if it doesn't add anything to the story, it was just a fucking cool fucking scene.
Yes.
Both in the movie and in the book. So fucking cool.
And to remind the fans that this is part of a new shared continuity.
You
know, this is a whole universe here.
One key question I have for you, Ches, Jose Perez. I have a question for you, sir. You've been talking shit about this new universe since we saw the first trailer about the animation que Fisher Price y no sé qué es y lo otro. Hating, bro. What did you think now about the fucking animation? It's the same one, man.
Well, like I said before, it works for some reason in that dark aspect shit, which I literally said. It like for some reason when it comes to Batman, when we saw the trailer for this shit, as a matter of fact, I think, or we saw the trailer for
did.
Yeah, so fans can go back and hear me saying I don't like the animation, but for some reason for this dark angular shit, and this is me quoting myself, which is meta as fuck, like on our own podcast. I enjoyed it for the Batman shit, for that bright for that bright Superman-y, bright colors, I don't like it. But for some reason, these angular features on Falcone, on Bruce, which kind of went back to the season 4 of the animated series, like that Bruce is Batman. You can tell that guy is sad all the time.
Oh yeah, he had like eyeliner too. Yeah, I'm telling you, Robert Pattinson. I saw shades of Robert Pattinson across this whole movie.
I honestly wondered, like, is it eyeliner, or is it bags? No, like he's just like he's just so fucking sleep deprived, which I think would make more sense too.
Cool.
It would make sense with him being like year 2 Batman, that he's like not getting rest and shit like that. But like, I didn't know.
He still had to discover those 20-minute Jocko power naps. Shout out to Jocko Willink. But anyway,
but you liked it then. You like the animation art now.
Yeah, I did. For like I said, the way it's used, yeah, I think it depends. It depends. Not all heroes translate well to like all animation styles. You know what I mean? Like that's how I look at it. For this type, I like it because it makes certain characters look more intense. You can tell me that wait, so there's two big gangsters, right? There's Falcone, he's the Roman, right?
Yes, he's the Roman. Yeah.
And
Maroni.
Okay.
Boss Maroni.
Maroni. Okay. Yeah, so you can't tell me that Falcone doesn't look scary as fuck because of that kind of animation.
No,
Like-
for sure, because in the comic book, it's cool because in the comic book, it's like straight up 100% fucking I fucking forgot his name from The Godfather. The Godfather, what's his fucking name? Marlon Brando. He looks just like Marlon Brando in the comic books. Which is like, you know, a little big set kind of dude, you know, like old Italian man. But here he does look a little bit more like fucking menacing, like he is gonna fuck you up. And I'm for both fucking. It's fucking great. I'm telling you guys, it's incredible how fucking similar it is to the book, and I really hope they don't change it up too much. But Rod, Chess, you haven't read The Long Halloween, right?
I think I read like the first few chapters of it.
Rod, and you read the whole thing.
Yeah, some time ago.
No spoilers. All right, so we can't. I guess I wanted to speculate who we think Holiday is, but I don't even want to look at you.
Because it's gonna be like Hush, like they're gonna make it different.
You don't know that though.
But okay, but either way, right? We don't know what it's gonna be. They could go with it or they couldn't. Like, yeah, right. It's still 50-50. So I think it's Harvey's wife.
That'd be crazy.
But which makes it weird because then, like, I feel like perhaps Harvey finds out. And then he wants to like take the heat from her. Like she's murdered people. And now he has to put himself out there to save her. That's what I think is going to break down to.
Yo, so you're telling me that's not what happens in the book? Because that's what I'm thinking happens. Like shit. Damn. And you're telling me it's not the same? Like, all right, I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm
you don't know.
Read everything right now. Like, all right,
I'm
out.
Bruce Wayne is Holiday.
Straight up like that, raw as fuck.
Yo, I like it. I really like this movie also because it's a crime noir epic. Like it's really good. And
facts.
Batman hasn't really had a movie. Okay, he's gone up against, I guess, in the Nolan trilogy. There was some like, you know, Falcone stuff.
A little bit.
But like, you know, has he really battled them? Oh, just to backtrack a little bit, I love the relationship between James Gordon and Bruce Wayne. He's teaching him how to be a detective in this movie, which goes back to like what you're saying. Like he's really early, like in his career. He's like, oh, I got to be a detective too. He just thought he had to be a fighting badass, right? Yeah. But there's a lot more to it. Again, we're gonna see all this shit. If you want a preview of the upcoming movie,
hell yeah,
watch this, and you get a gist of what. Hopefully, it's not one of those cases like Mortal Kombat where the animation outclasses the live action, because it's happened twice already. It'd be a damn shame if it happens a third time.
Yeah, we're with the trailer that we got for Batman and DC Fandom last year. It can't be that. It's gonna be better than Mortal Kombat for sure. And honestly, even if they were to do it just as the same, if they fill in the gaps of the awesome fucking trailer with the things from fucking Batman The Long Halloween, I'm gonna be a very fucking happy person. Yeah, because it's a mystery it's a killer, right? In the trailer, like we don't know who it is. It's gonna be a very similar thing. No, go for it. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say and I just love the fact that people tend to forget that Batman's first enemy was the mob in Gotham. It wasn't crazy supervillains. That's why the mob complains that Batman technically created a lot of these villains, even though he didn't, because there was none of that shit in Gotham at all. So before Batman, it was just mafia corrupt, your standard boilerplate corruption.
No, honestly, that's why, you know, for the fans out there, that's why I really I think I like Detective Comics more than the proper Batman book, because I feel Detective Comics feels a little bit more grounded. It's still with samey fucking characters, but it's more about Gotham and what he has to do to fix Gotham in his own way, which, because exactly it was like fucking crime, like how bad crime was. And then Batman's all about, like, the main Batman book is more about like these big characters who are like over the top and like could even bring Superman down, you know, like they're intense fucking characters, which is like that's which is fucking cool, because Batman can take anybody. But like I think that kind of stuff like really connects you back to more like who Batman fucking is. And this movie, that's what I love about this movie, because it has everything, right? It fucking has the story, and the movie fucking has, because the focus is on the killings of Falcone, right? So we got the mob fucking involved, all this fucking shit. We got the mob, other family, Maroni, but we also have fucking Joker, Solomon Grundy. We have fucking Calendar Man. They're asking Calendar Man for help, basically, on this, because it's a holiday killer.
He's mad pretty for no reason. Calendar Man is mad pretty
and epic and soft-spoken.
Word, which obviously inspired by Odin himself, aka what's his name?
Anthony Hopkins?
Anthony Hopkins
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
as
Hannibal
Lecter from Silence of the
Oh,
Lambs.
hell yeah. Totally.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, they're paying homage to Hannibal Lecter. That's epic. I like that. That's pretty cool.
Clarice.
The
Yeah,
one
for sure.
the one thing I want to say, because I've been loving the movie about so much, but my only critique is kind of, I think, something you guys sort of said a little bit was like, I love that it's supposed to be his second year or whatever it is. What I don't love is how much on the nose they make it sound. Like every other character comments on, like, well, Batman needs to be a better detective. And like, you really should be a good detective. I'm gonna teach you how to be a detective. I'm like, I get it, because we get the same thing with Harvey Dent, and Harvey Dent makes so many comments about, like, well, two heads are better than one. What am I supposed to do? Like, have two ideas at the same time? How am I gonna do that? And I'm like, those were the only moments when I was so into it, and then they make it. I'm like, yeah, yes, I know he becomes Two-Face. Let's come on, move on with the story.
Damn.
And like,
I was impressed
Batman's
by
not a
that
good
scene.
detective.
Let them be campy.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was camp. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, low-key, Rod, but you're into camp on the low. People know that you're into camp.
Batman needs a dash of camp, right?
Nah.
He can't exist. Like, you can't
No. That is why we have Batman 66. All that camp could take its bum ass over there with Batmite.
All right, so there's a spectrum, right? So it's camp, and then there's like Frank Miller, Dark Knight, right? Like,
I'd say Christopher Nolan, actually, at the non-camp. There ain't nothing in
like
there,
the epitome
bro.
of like darkest Batman.
Damn, darkest
I guess in
Batman?
live action.
Fair, okay, all right, so
How would we design the spectrum? Is what I'm trying to say, from camp to like.
Because I would think,
serious
you're right,
dark.
because I would think camp is fucking Batman fucking, what was it, 66, right?
yeah.
Batman
It would have to be
66.
two spectrums.
That's Batman 60, and then the other end is fucking Christopher Nolan's Batman, you know. And Tim Burton is a sweet spot in the middle.
Yeah.
¿Cómo se llama el otro? Jerry Bruckheimer, right?
Yeah.
He's the one who started moving. Schumacher started moving more towards the campy side, and that.
Nah, but Nolan's Batman is it on the other end of the spectrum? Is obviously Batfleck. Right?
Nah,
he's the darkest Batman.
He's
killing mad people.
No, you bugging, dude. We get it. You like Batfleck, but the Christian Bale Batman
still cheesy. Bro, it wasn't campy, but it was cheesy.
Facts, fucking. You saw Christopher Nolan Batman go to a prison in China to learn how to fight. The fuck, like.
There's gonna be another episode. All right, so
and then we have Batman and Superman stopping because of Martha. We have our mother's same name. That's a little cheesy, and it's like, I don't know, like all that stuff. But you're right. But I would put Snyder's Batman closer to Nolan's Batman than you know, because we have Tim Burton in the middle.
Okay, what about, where does Frank Miller's Batman lie in this?
Well, now we're talking about comic books, though.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay,
that's two different spectrums.
Okay,
different ones.
Got it. That's what I was confused about.
And fans, go on YouTube so you can see me make hand signals of the two different spectrums.
The bat spectrum.
We're fucking diagramming.
Spectrum. Yes.
Wasn't that his device in one of the shows? Anyway, all right.
I'm assuming it. All right. What's the rating though? All right. All right. I give it a 7.5 because wait. I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say
that. Your piece, player.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5 because I'm gonna finish the rating with part 2.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let that.
Wasn't all that impressive.
No. That's what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying. No, that's what you're saying. You're saying that part one wasn't impressive.
No, I'm gonna attach it together. So
hates
far,
Batman.
The Long Halloween. So far, The Long Halloween has a 7.5. So with part 2, I'll take The Long Halloween to like a 9.
Oh, speaking of like two-parters, I'm glad they did that with this, because the last one was The Dark Knight, right? Speaking of The Dark Knight, they adapted Frank Miller's story and they made it 2 parts.
Word.
So
I gotta rewatch that. Actually, I gotta rewatch that. That was good. Yeah, and that was also another one where they did it pretty much page by page, almost like recreating the same shit. May added a few things here and there, but
and all the while implanting it in a new shared universe. Because that's what we want to see. And I like that. Like, Gotham is very different from what we've seen Metropolis to be. It is like literally a contrast. Yeah. It's kind of old school and shit. But yeah, I like what they set up here. I like the Gotham City they've built. This relationship between James, Harvey, and Bruce, all dope shit. I'm gonna give this a 8.5.
This is fucking crazy. I think this is gonna be my highest rating that I've given on the LOZ. For me, I'm giving this a 9. It was fucking fun. I was that within the, because it's like if it's a 9 within the animated universe world, like I'm not comparing it to like fucking MCU or the DC Snyder films or anything like that. No, but within but also the kind of overall as a movie, if you like Batman, you're gonna love this film. You're gonna probably rate it higher. Overall, though, as a 9, it's a good film from beginning to the end. Nothing really was too annoying. Nothing took me too out of the movie, and it's entertaining enough that you don't know what's fucking happening. And it's a good film. I loved it, and it made me want to read the book. And I'm reading the the shit out of the book. The art's beautiful, and yeah. So follow us on Instagram and Twitter as we're going to be sharing images from the Long Halloween.
Facts, and that brings the total rating to a solid 8. Well deserved.
And part 2 is gonna drop. I thought it was gonna drop like in the fall. But it's gonna drop on July 27th, so you don't gotta wait that long.
Look at that. So my rating makes sense. You're right. Makes sense. You're right.
I wonder if it's another like marketing thing that DC's doing. Like maybe they'll get more sales this way. Like,
oh hell yeah,
dude,
they crunched those. If that's a decision they made, those are numbers that they already crunched, and that's data that they already have. So yeah,
totally.
So on that note, fans, go check out Batman The Long Halloween. Watch that shit before part 2 drops. Or you could wait and watch them both together on some crazy shit. That'd be mad epic. But either way, I can't wait. This is Ches. Love you guys.
Yes, and just to add to that, and go read the book too. Go get it on Comixology. Go to your local comic book store. Go read Batman The Long Halloween especially now. Go watch it, then go read the book, and then compare and contrast. Like that's honestly... all movies should be part 1s and part 2s that allows you to go read the book. And so with that, go fucking do that this 4th of July weekend. But wait, you're listening to us the week after, so never mind. Just go fucking do it because we tell you to do it.
Facts.
Yo soy Miguel.
Peace. All right, this is Rod. Peace out.
Peace.